What's good, guys? My name's Chris. Welcome back to the official WearTesters.com YouTube channel. Today we are taking a look at these guys right here. I don't know if they're bad boys. I haven't played in them. I've tried them on. They feel like bad boys. But this, my friends, is the,
It's the Westbrook One Take. And you did not take that in one take.
No, I was going to call it the Nike Westbrook One Take. I don't even know why. But before we get into these guys, real quick, check out this hoodie. This thing is dope. This is from the Hoopery. This is part 2. They make awesome apparel. Right now, they're definitely focusing heavily on Kobe and all of that because they do make other stuff. But they're in LA, they're Laker fans, they're Kobe fans. All the proceeds from the previous version of this, the black version, went to the Mamba on 3 Foundation. And starting on Mamba Day, the pre-orders for this one opens up. And this one, all proceeds don't go to Mamba on 3, but they do go to all of the healthcare workers and stuff for masks and all of that stuff. So all the proceeds, if you were to pre-order this, will help get masks into the hospitals where they need them right now. If you wanted to help out in any way while also copying some cool gear, go ahead and check out the link in the description box below. And with that being said, let's get into these guys. Now, Westbrook actually has a takedown model of a signature shoe. So it's a signature shoe of a signature shoe. Is it? Is that what a takedown is? Kind of. Yeah, he's got a line now, which I think is really interesting, but at the same time doesn't really make sense for a Jordan branded athlete, but I'll talk about my thoughts on that in a little bit. Now, one of the things that I don't quite understand is that these guys right here are a takedown of these guys, or just a takedown model in general, not necessarily of these. But the main thing is that the price point is different, but the tech specs are almost the same. And I'm just kind of like, why would anybody buy this at this point when this is only $100? And it gives you almost the same exact thing. So like, my first thought was like, well, maybe these are a low top of these because they kind of look like it, right? And then I'll put them up to each other and I was like, wrong. These got a little strap and that's about it. Everything from the way that they fit to their shape and even with the way that the traction looks and all that stuff, damn near identical. It's weird. It's not identical. This one does look like it's spaced out a little bit more than these guys. That was the one thing that I will say about these performance-wise is that they were super comfortable. But for me, for whatever reason, I don't know if it's just this rubber compound because I've talked to a bunch of people that like I know that played in these and they all have the same thing and they all played in different colorways where the traction for all of us seemed to have been the main drawback. So I don't know if that's for everybody, but that was my experience. I initially blamed it on the rubber compound because all of this weird colors like will mess with it versus just getting something consistent like this. But from what I've been told from other people that have played in other colorways where it's a solid one color and stuff is that they didn't love the traction either. But again, these guys are $100, so they're like $30, something like that, $20 or $30 less than those. I do think that these look a lot cooler. Obviously that's up to the person and stuff like that, like depending on who you're asking. I just think that these look a little cleaner and the tech specs on these are super interesting. So we have obviously the full length rubber and we've got the Thunderbolt looking pattern, damn near herringbone, and it's in a spiral shape and all that stuff. So I like that. Hopefully it works well. I don't know because the gyms are not open. Then moving on up to the midsole, we got a lightweight Phylon midsole. This one's super lightweight and stuff, and they don't have the arch plate right here, the TPU shank, that these guys do have. That was one thing where I was like, I don't know if that's gonna be a good thing or not. However, I did take out the insole, and inside there you can actually see the torsional bar, so that's kind of like a standard feature on a lot of, I'm just gonna say it the way that I would normally say it. If it offends you, I'm sorry, I'm just talking about a shoe. But the cheaper shoes, that's normally what's in cheaper shoes. It's just a torsional bar instead of a torsional plate. Whether the plate be TPU, carbon fiber, doesn't really matter. This way of implementing torsional support is a lot cheaper than the other way. Therefore, I said the word cheap. Anyways, along with the Phylon midsole, we have Zoom Air, just like in the regular Why Not 03. However, the Zoom Air is a little bit different. So in these guys, we have a quote unquote unlocked Zoom Air unit. So that means that the midsole right here where the Zoom unit is placed, this can they even see that? This colorway sucks.
It really does. Like
what a distraction that is. But anyway, right here, there's a big old kind of squared off shape and stuff. The zoom unit's right in there and that whole section of the Phylon or the foam is missing. And that's what unlock means. So that way the space in between is just zoom. So it's just air, it's just cushion. And that way when you're pressing your weight onto the zoom bag, it's kind of like moving and expanding into the empty space and then deflecting back into your body or whatever. And so it's like, gives you that energy return feeling. Another cool thing is that this particular zoom bag is seamed, you know what I mean? Like the turbo. So it's supposed to be like a turbo unit where it's flexible and stuff. However, to me, turbo is very thin units, almost the KD 12 and 13, you know, the thinner, this thin. This is the insole that this joint comes with, okay? That these come with. This is the cheapest thing I've ever seen in one of the basketball shoes, like in quite a while. Like this thing's got no life in it whatsoever. But yeah, so this one is just a standard zoom unit, just like what you would find in an Air Jordan 13 Retro and Air Jordan 14, the PG3, just not as thick, you know, a regular standard 4-foot zoom unit. To me, this feels good. This one, for whatever reason, feels a little stiff. I don't know why, because this one is the one that's supposed to feel super mega bouncy, and it doesn't. But those are pretty much the main differences between the two models. Everything else is damn near the same. Like the upper is all textiles and synthetics. They've even got this internal rear booty system or whatever with the ankle pillows and all of that. So they've got pretty much the same exact stuff. That's my main thing. Like, why would I buy this now? Why would I spend more money on this one? I can understand if it's a main line, like a Nike. Pretend this is a Kobe. I want the actual Kobe, not the cheaper Mamba Fury or whatever, right? But this is a signature line of a signature line. This is a Jordan line shoe, now a Jordan Westbrook shoe. Basically, this is a takedown of an Air Jordan, and then this is a takedown of the takedown. I can understand takedowns of Air Jordans, like Jordan team shoes, but this already is a team shoe.
Light bulb.
For me or for you?
For me.
What?
I'll say it in a little bit.
Okay, but yeah, where this guy's got overlays, this guy's got fused panels, so a little bit cheaper construction, but overall, same exact performance for the most part, in theory, obviously. Haven't played with these yet. But yeah, one of the things I actually do like about these though, other than the look, over the actual signature shoe is the back section right here. It's a little feature, a little external heel counter. And I just really like that. It reminds me of a Kobe shoe, a little clip and stuff, kind of like the Kobe 8. Not the same shape or anything, just a little bit of, that looks familiar.
A nod.
Correct, a very small nod, but I like what it says on the thing. It basically says what some of the size labels or whatever would say if like they were a sample. So it says Jordan Brand Basketball Russel Westbrook, meaning that it's a Jordan Brand basketball product, Russel Westbrook shoe. And then underneath that it says Summer 20, which was supposed to be the release date. These somehow dropped earlier. I just think it's interesting. I really do like the colorway, by the way, though. This one obviously is a play on the black cement Air Jordan 3, and I like that, but instead of red, it's got infrared. Not sure if I like that. I would have loved red. Infrared's cool though, it's all good. Little pink never hurt nobody. Now, as far as their size is concerned, they do fit just like the Why Not 03, so true to size, slightly snug. It's a textile though, so if you go up half a size to accommodate for some of its snugness, you might end up with a sloppier fit. That could be a bad thing. That's not good. Sloppy fits, soft materials, equal ankle problems right off the bat because you're limiting the support features, and the support's already minimal as it is. What's up, sexy? Hey.
Anyways, we've talked about this.
Are you gonna leave that in the video?
Maybe.
Hey. Hey.
I did doll myself up a little bit more for you today.
It was for me?
I try to impress you on the daily, but sometimes you notice, sometimes you don't.
You know what? I'm very much a man involved in the work. I'm constantly in front of a computer screen. It burns your retinas.
Anyways, on topic, kind of.
What was your light bulb?
Okay, so we've talked about this on our walks before, and how...
It's gonna get philosophical up in here.
Okay, so Nike is a company, and so is Adidas and all that. They can go out and find signature athletes and pull them under their umbrella. Jordan Brand, when they became a brand, took one guy and was like, you're gonna be our brand. But Jordan could only like be the guy for so long. Jordan today is not the Jordan of 20 something years ago, you know?
30
yeah.
years ago, yes.
But even then, in that time frame.
No, I know, that's the interesting thing about the Jordan brand though, is that Jordan started off like everybody else.
Yes.
Because he's a Nike athlete, essentially.
But he was so great that they were able to make a whole brand out of him.
I would have liked to have known the details of like how that came about. Nike's been good at having a shoe and then a takedown of the shoe. Of all the shoes. Doesn't matter what it is. Air More, Air Much, whatever. The Zoom Flight GP, whatever, the glove, right? And then there's the Son of Glove. And so it's like, it's an ongoing thing that they've always done.
Yeah.
So how did it change with Jordan? I would love to know.
And so what I'm saying now is obviously Jordan Brand needs to survive, but you can only use the dude for so long. And so they keep trying to bring in somebody else to be the new face.
Correct.
And so Westbrook, they still seem to keep trying to do it. Zion is supposed to be the next.
You know, so that's kind of funny because it reminds me of wrestling where there's the guy, right? There's the Stone Cold.
Do you smell?
Yeah.
I know that's not Stone Cold.
But that's what it, but all of a sudden then Rocky Maivia, now known as The Rock.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Is like the new guy. And it's kind of like move over Stone Cold, and Stone Cold's like, shut your mouth. What, you know what I mean? Like, what are you talking about? And the athletes have no say in this. because they're contractually binded to whatever it is that they agreed to, but the brand has all the power. And so it's real interesting where when Jordan first made the brands, they had Eddie Jones, Vin Baker, and if we're talking before this, before Jordan was a brand, he had athletes, I don't know if it was by his choice, I don't know whose idea it was, because this is back in like 94, but when he was playing baseball, they had, you know, Penny Hardaway, Mitch Richmond, and stuff like that. Like a lot of these guys were wearing PEs before PEs were PEs. Like there was really no such thing as a PE at that time. Back then you saw PEs all of a sudden. Even like Harold Miner had a pair of Air Jordan 10s, and that was Baby Jordan back then. Anybody that they've dubbed as the next Jordan was cursed, and he was the first like notable guy where it was just like, oh, that's Baby Jordan, that's Harold Miner, he's gonna be awesome, and all of a sudden nothing. But he had his own PE of the Jordan 10s, and then when again the Jordan brand became brand Jordan, they used the Eddie Jones, the Vin Baker, Ray Allen. There's a few other guys. They even offshooted once they started making training. That's what these actually look like to me. They remind me of a Roy Jones style training or trunning shoe.
Okay.
Like a trunner. And it's just really interesting to see that brand evolve because you can't live on retros, right?
Right.
But the retros is the only thing that sells really.
That's their bread and butter.
That's why I asked the question in the beginning.
Yeah.
Why do you put out, for one, this is not going to sell as hot as maybe you'd like it to. Obviously, the first Westbrook shoe probably did. And the second one probably did as well. Now we're on the third one. Granted, right now is an unprecedented time.
Yes.
Because there is other factors. So you kind of have to have an asterisk by these because there's the lockdown, there's no basketball, their advertising is getting pulled, people are losing their jobs. So, you know, stuff like this probably is sitting, but maybe not all the way its own fault.
Right.
Then there's this though. So that's what I mean is like, so if this is the decline every year, then why this?
Well, because again, that asterisk, they didn't know that was going to happen.
Correct.
But so all I was saying, my light bulb moment was pretend this is, say, their new Jordan 3 or whatnot, except it's the Westbrook 3. And then you got the team shoe version.
I know, but that's the problem though, is that, like you're saying, is that the main face is a guy.
I
Or the
know.
main name is a guy. And that's everybody's problem with these shoes. You see this in the comment sections of everything where it's like, why is Jordan signing athletes like Zion, where Zion is now under the shadow of MJ,
Right.
a guy that hasn't played basketball in well over a decade. And I'm sitting there being like, well, what else are they supposed to do? They're a brand.
Yeah, they're hoping to have that lightning strike twice on somebody
Yeah.
where it works.
You know? So yeah, but this is the Westbrook One Take. There's no performance review on these, okay? There will not be one. There should be one on these eventually. I don't know when though, because I don't know when the heck we're gonna get allowed to be back in the gym. Share your thoughts with us on these down below in the comment section. We'd love to hear from you guys. Stay safe, stay inside. Let's hope that this all ends very soon so that we can do stuff like this, like play basketball again. It is driving me a little crazy. It really is, I've got to say. I know. I'm going to stop talking now. Thank you guys. Peace. What was that? What was that?